everybody, and welcome to the homework helper for 4.3. This will be our last one before the break, so good one to, you'll have plenty of time to watch this video. I'm sure it's going to have a lot of hits. All right, so what we want to look at here is we want to go through all of these things that it's asking us to do. We start with this, our original inequality. -9 is less than 2, and we know that that's true because, in fact, -9 is less than 2. And so it's going to ask us to do a couple things to it. The first thing it's going to ask us to do is subtract 7 from both sides. So if I have -9, which is less than 2, and I subtract 7 from both sides, -9 minus 7 is -16, and is that going to be less than -5? Well, you betcha. So that's exactly what we would say here. We would say -16 is less than -5. Is this true? It is true. But let's look at what happens here. When we look at number 6, it's multiplied by -6. So if I have, let's move it like this. So if I have -9 is less than +2, my fault, and I multiply it by -6 times -6, this becomes a positive 54, and this becomes a -12. Is 54 less than -12? Nope, not true. 54 less than -12. False. Not true. And so actually what we see here is whenever we're working with inequalities, right, whenever we're working with any of these things, any of the less thans, greater thans, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, whenever we're working with those and we multiply or divide by a negative number, our signs will swap. So our less thans will become greater thans, and our less thans or equals to's will become greater thans or equal to, and vice versa. So it'll end up switching. So you see how this is 54 is less than -12? Well, in fact, if we were to swap this so that 54 was greater than -12, we would see that that is absolutely true. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next section. This is going to be just multi-step solving for the indicated variable. So when we're looking at number 9 here, we're going to be looking to solve for h. And so we've done this before where we're just multiplying or dividing by one of the variables, but here we're going to be looking at doing multiple things. So here I would have to divide not just by 25 on both sides, but also by that pi to get that completely by itself, so that I have h equals q divided by 25 over pi. So expect to do a few more steps in solving these literal equations. They're called literal equations because we're solving just for a letter. Okay. Let's do another one. Just like, let's look for y equals mx plus b here, number 12. Like, if we want to just get m by itself, we have a couple things we need to do. I have my x term, and I have my constant term. So the first thing I want to do is subtract b. So I have y minus b equals mx. Okay, I just rewrote that there. So I want to get m by itself. So to do that, I need to get rid of this x, which is being multiplied in. So I divide by x. So I end up with y minus b over x equals m. And that's my answer. So again, look for each step as it comes. Move your terms as you need to. Simplify, reduce, all those fun things. Let's turn the page. So this is asking us to locate the x-intercept and the y-intercept in the table. And so it's important to know that when we're thinking about a graph, you know, if this were my line, whoops, I'm not showing you this. X-intercept, y-intercept, if we had a graph. This is my y-intercept. This is my y-intercept. So my x value is 0. And this is my x-intercept, where my y value is 0. So when I'm looking for this, I'm looking for where my x or y is 0. Here I see that my x is 0. And when my x is 0, this is my y-intercept. And here I see my y is 0. My y is 0. I see that that's my x-intercept. Easy enough? All right. Let's look at this next section. You know, we'll leave this one be for now. I'll go over this one in class in a little bit more depth. But I want to make sure that we at least get those other ones started and going. Have a good break, all of that fun stuff, and I'll see you when we come back.